Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make a solid granny square bucket hat. So guys, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love this tutorial and you'll be able to make one of your own. So to make this hat you will need a total of 5 granny square, and I will be showing you step by step how to put this hat together. So I am using a 4.5mm crochet hook. You will need your scissors, darning needle, and also your measuring tape. So I have my yarn here, and these are leftover yarns that I have, and this is the black. So I am doing it in the Jamaican color. So somebody asked me to make a bucket hat in the Jamaican color, so I decided that I wanted to do it in granny square, just change it up a little bit. So guys, let's jump in the video. To begin, you will start off by making a magic ring. So you can make your magic ring however comfortable you feel. This is how I make mine. So now that I have my magic ring, I'm just gonna go ahead and chain up 3, and this chain 3 is gonna count as your first double crochet. You're gonna yarn over, go back into that ring, and you're gonna place 2 more double crochet. That's 1 and 2, and then chain up 2, 1 and 2, yarn over, go back into that ring, and make another set of 3 double crochet. And you're going to do a total of 4 sets of 3 double crochet followed by a chain 2 in between. So I am going to continue doing this all the way until I get to 4 sets of 3 double crochet, and then I'll meet back with you. Now I have come to the end of making my 4 clusters of 3 double crochets, and I have my chain 2 space in between. Now I'm going to chain my 2 last chains there, and I'm going to tug on the tail end to close the center up. So now that I have done so, I am going to join on my first double crochet here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull away from one of my chain 1. I'm going to fasten off here, and I'm going to get my darning needle, and this is how I am going to finish it off. So I want to have a nice clean finish. So what I'm going to do is, instead of going into this first double crochet, which is a chain up 3, we're going to go into the second one, and we're going to go through both loops with our needle, pull through, and then into the back loop on the other chain 1, and kind of insert your needle downward so you can go into this stitch here, like the back of the stitch. Now that you have done so, you're just going to take your time and pull through. And that completes our first little square, or little first set, or first segment, or you can say first row. Either one is fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and weave in this tail end so that I don't have it to weave in afterwards. If you know me, I hate weaving in tail ends, but I love the beauty of crochet. Okay, so now that I have done so, I'm just going to fasten off from that. I'll weave this in afterwards. Now you are going to join the black. So just as we did when we just show it to you. So just as this square here, we're just going to repeat the same thing. So now you are going to join your square. You can join it in any one of the chain 2 spaces. Join your yarn there. Give it a tie. Now you're going to chain up 2 more, 1 and 2, and that is going to count as your first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, go back into the space, and make another double crochet. You're going to chain up 2, yarn over, go back into the same space, and make 2 more double crochet to complete that corner. So now you're going to scoot over your work because you don't want to miss this stitch, and you're going to place 1 double crochet, and you're going to weave in your tail end as you go along. So that's 1, 2 and 3. So you should have 3 double crochet followed by a corner. So there you have your 3 double crochet. Yarn over, going to your chain 2 space here, and you're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 2, go into the same space, make 2 more double crochet, and repeat the same thing by placing 1 double crochet on top of each stitch. And remember to pull over on your work, and you are going to, so because this is where we did our joining when we finish off our first row there, it's gonna kind of make the stitch, you're not seeing it. So what you guys, my camera ran out of storage just now. So what I was saying that for this stitch, it is not showing the stitch much, because this is where we had done that joining. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and place a double crochet into that same space there. And then on top of the other 2 stitches here, you're just going to place 1 double crochet in this first stitch. Into the second, you're going to place 1 double crochet. So you should have 3 double crochet on top of each cluster here. And then you will do your corner. So continue doing that all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. Guys, and now I have come to the end, and this is what our little tiny square looks like. So if your square looks a bit wonky, you can just use your pointing finger and your thumb and just stretch it like this so that it looks nice. So now what we're going to do is we are going to fasten off there, pull up on your yarn, get your darning needle, and just as I showed you how to do that joining, you're going to do the same thing. So we're going to skip over this double crochet, which is the chain of 3, and we're going to go in on top of the next double crochet, go through both loops, and then go through the back loop on the other side. And that stitch that we cover, now this is going to become that stitch. So I hope you can see that well. So this is now the new stitch. The double crochet, we worked over that, so this is now the new stitch. So everything is synced now. So you can now just go ahead and weave in the remainder tail end. Take your time to do this because you don't want to pull on your work and get it all messed up. Okay, so now you can fasten off, as that should be good enough. If you want to go ahead and weave in more, you can go ahead and do so. Make sure that you have even amount of stitches in each sides here. So now we are going to move on back to the yellow again. So you're just going to go into any one of the chain 2 spaces again. Give it a tie. Now you're going to chain 2, because this is going to count as your first double crochet. We already chained 1, so this is now your first double crochet. So now you are going to yarn over, go back into that same space, and you're going to place 2 more double crochet, chain 2, go back into the same chain 2 space, place 2 more double crochet to complete that corner. So now that you have done so, you're going to scoot over so you don't lose your stitch. Make sure that you don't lose your stitch, because if you do, your work is going to look wanky and you don't want that to happen. So you're going to continue to double crochet. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you should have 7 double crochets on each one of the sides. So you're just going to continue doing this all the way around. Once you get to where the corner is, you're going to do a corner and scoot over your work, scoot over your double crochet so you don't miss your stitch, and you can count before you fasten off. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around, and I'll see you at the end. Guys, just as I showed you before, I am going to show you again what to do. So this is what our square looks like so far. So we are going to go ahead and fasten off, pull up. Okay, so now you are going to go through both loops on the second double crochet, so not the chain of 3, pull through, and then go through the back loop on the other side of that double crochet there. Take your time, pull through so that it forms a stitch, and it eliminates the top stitch of that double crochet of the chain of 3, and it gives you a nice clean stitch at the top. So now you are just going to go ahead and weave in that tail end, and just as we did before, you're just going to basically do the same thing over again. So we are going to do 2 rows of green. So I'm just going to show you how to start it again, and then I'll meet back with you once I am through. Okay, so now I've come to the end of weaving in my tail end. See? So there it is. You can just pull on your work like this. So now you are going to join your yarn here. So I'm getting the green. So join your yarn into the corner. Now that we have done so, we're going to chain up 2 more, yarn over, and this time you will not finish the corner. You will just do 2 double crochet, and then you will do your double crochet on top of your first double crochet here. So make sure you don't miss this stitch. Go into that stitch, and you're going to do your double crochets on top of each double crochet. So I am going to tell you how much stitches this is. So I'm going to work my double crochets all the way across. So this is where we join. So you're just going to go ahead, go underneath that stitch and place your double crochet. And then your last stitch here. So you should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So before we had 7, now we have 10 on the sides. Now you will go into your corner and make a corner. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, followed by 2 more double crochet into the same chain 2 space. Remember, pull over your double crochet so you don't lose the stitch. So you should have a total of 10 double crochet on each sides here. And once you go to row 2, you will have 15 double crochets on each sides. I'm saying row 2, but once you go to the other row, so that technically would be 1, 2, 3, 4, so row 5 that is. So I'm just going to continue doing this all the way until I get to the end, and I'll see you there. So guys, and now I have come to the end here, and I'm just going to place my last 2 double crochet into my chain 2 space here, and that is going to finish off my corner. So I just wanted to show you that before I finish my last row. Now you're going to chain up 2, and you are going to slip stitch on top of your first double crochet, which is the chain up 3. You're going to chain up 3, yarn over, go back into that same chain 2 space, and you're going to place 1 double crochet. And now you are going to go into that first stitch that you slip stitch in, which is your chain up 3 that you did, and it's going to kind of hide this second stitch, but make sure that you don't miss that stitch. So this is where we slip stitch in, this one here, and this is the second stitch, so don't miss this stitch. So go into the chain of 3 stitch, make your first double crochet there, and then into the next one you're gonna go into that stitch and make your second double crochet, and then you're just gonna go ahead and continue making double crochets all the way across. So you should have a total of 15 double crochets on each side. So I will see you at the end of row 5, and I'll show you how to join your squares. So there it is, guys, and now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna place my last 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space. Now I'm gonna go ahead, fasten off, pull up on my tail end, and weave in this part here. So again, I'm gonna go over into my double crochet here, sorry I didn't make any chain, so let me just redo that. So chain 1, and then I'm gonna pull up. Okay, so now I'm gonna skip over my chain of 3 and go into the first double crochet there, and then remake that stitch that we're working over, and there it is. And you're just gonna basically go ahead and weave in the remainder tail end. Take your time, go underneath the stitches. So basically I am done making all my squares, so you can go ahead and make sure that you have your total of 5 squares, and once you have them, then you can pause the video and come back and make sure that all your squares are measured the same amount. So mine is measured 5 1/4, so I'm just going to show you. So from here to here it is measuring 5 1/4 here, so it's almost a half, 5 1/2, so it's 5 1/4. So all my square is there. So I went ahead and I already attached 4 of my squares together, and this is going to be the body of the hat. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you have to go ahead and attach, once you attach all your squares together like this, so this is how you will do it when you're attaching it together. So you will make sure that the wrong side are facing each other, and then you will just go into the back loop on this side and the front loop on the other side of the square. So let me just show you. Placing both squares together. Let me fasten off from this here. So now you are going to go in the back loop of the first stitch that's in the chain 2 space. So this one and the other one. So you're going into the front loop on the other square and the back loop on the square that is facing towards you. Pull through. Then you're going to go into the next stitch, front loop and the back loop. Take your time and pull through. Just put this down here so it doesn't get in your way. And you will just repeat this all the way up. Once you get to the top, you will tug on your tail end to give it a nice seamless finish. So I'm going to continue doing this until I get to the end, and I'll meet you back there. As now I have come to the end here, and this is how we're going to do. So we're going to hold it down just like this and pull, and you will see how flat that stitch is going to get. And you can pull the other side as well and pull again. I want to have have more on this side, so I can still use this. So that's the reason why I'm pulling it from that end. Okay, so now that I have pulled those together, this is what the center part of the hat is. So if you think that this is too small for you, you can use a bigger size hook, like a size 5 hook, to make your squares. So now I'm going to go ahead and fasten off here. And now to do the top, what you're going to do is you are just going to get one side and do it like this. I should get a longer piece. I'm going to string my needle and I'll be back with you. So guys, and now you are going to go into the back loop here and the front loop on this side, which would be technically this one, because this is where this one joins. And I'm going to show you how to weave in those tail ends that are dangling. And you're just basically repeating the same thing, going into each stitch and pulling through. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way until I get to this end, and I'll meet back with you. So guys, and now I have come to the point, the center where we have our chain 2 there. And now I'm just going to go in on this side. And the second one, which will be here and here. And you will just continue doing this all the way around. Again, I will show you how to weave in the tail ends. So what you're going to do is you're just going to basically do the same as we did before. We will pull. So pull on the tail end so that this stitch can lay nice and flat. So each time you do one side, you will pull on the tail end to let your stitch lay nice and flat. Make sure that it is even up and continue to do that all the way around. So now we are at this part here, and we're just basically continue doing our sewing. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come to the end of sewing my hat together, and now I am just gonna go ahead and insert my needle downward inside of the hat, just like that. And I'm gonna fasten off from here, and I'll weave this in afterwards. But I wanted to show you how to weave in the other tail ends. So you're just basically gonna do the same thing as I just did. So I'm just gonna go in here and downward here. Pull it down. And then go underneath the stitches and weave in my tail ends. So this is how you're gonna do all of your stitches. Make sure that when you're weaving in your tail ends, it is not showing on the right side of your hat. Take your time, weave it in, and this is how you're gonna do all of them. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that. I have one more left to weave in, so I'm going to do that. Once I'm done, I'll meet back with you and I'll show you how to do this part. Guys, now I have come to the end of sewing up all my squares. This is what it looks like. This is the top. So now we are going to work on the bottom here. So we are going to start from into the chain 2 space, and I'm gonna use the leftover here. I am gonna use a different color. I'm gonna use black for the brim, but just for this part I am just gonna use the green. So I'm gonna attach my yarn. Now that I have done so, you are gonna go back into that same space and you're gonna yarn over and you're gonna make a half double crochet there. So that's your first stitch, and we're gonna work over our tail ends. And you are going to go into the next chain 2 space there, and you're gonna place one more half double crochet. So you're not gonna work into this joining part, you're gonna work over it, and you're gonna basically go into each and every, make sure that you scoot this over because this is a stitch right here, so don't miss your stitch. Go into each and every stitch and you're gonna place one half double crochet. So repeat that all the way around and I will see you at the end. So guys, and now I have come back to the end here, and I am gonna go ahead and get my black yarn. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna go into my first half double crochet here to make a slip stitch, but before I finish that slip stitch I am just gonna pull through, fasten off from here, and then give it a tie. Let me just chain 1, then give it a tie, and then you're gonna yarn over and you're gonna go back into that same stitch and you're gonna place one half double crochet. Now you are gonna go into the front loops only, so you're making the flap of the hat now. So you're gonna go through the front loop and you're gonna make a half double crochet. So that's 2, 3, and 4, and then into the next stitch, which is the 5th stitch, you're gonna place 2 half double crochet there. That's 1 and 2. Repeat this all the way around by placing 4 half double crochet in separate stitches, followed by an increase in the next. So I'll see you at the end. Guys, and now I have ended off with 4 half double crochet. Now I'm going to slip stitch on top of our first half double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, go back into that same stitch, place your first half double crochet, and into each and every stitch around you will be placing 1 half double crochet. So I'll see you at the end. I know it's black and it's a bit hard to see, but you're just placing 1 half double crochet into each stitches around. So guys, now I have come to the end and I'm just gonna go ahead and slip stitch on top of our first half double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, go back into that same stitch and place a half double crochet, and then into the next 8 stitches you're placing 1 half double crochet followed by an increase. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. In the 9th stitch we're going to place 2 half double crochet there. So 8 half double crochet counting from your first one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 in the next. Repeat that all the way around and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end here and I'm just gonna make my slip stitch, chain 1, yarn over, go back into the same stitch, place 1 half double crochet in each stitches around. So I'm going to continue doing that and I'll see you at the end. Guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna go ahead and slip stitch on top of our first half double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, go back into the same stitch and place your first half double crochet. So now you are going to work 9 half double crochet and then 2 in the next, and this is going to be my final increase row, and then I'm going to do 1 more row of a regular half double crochet in each stitch around. So once you finish this row of doing 9 half double crochet, and then in the 10th stitch you will place 2 half double crochet in that stitch, your next row will be just 1 increase in each stitch around. Sorry, I just said 1 increase, sorry about that. So 1 half double crochet in each stitches around. So that will be row 6, I believe. So 1 2 3 4, this is row 5, which is the increase row, and then row 6 will be the non-increase row. So depending on how long you want the brim to be, you can then continue to make more rows. If you want to go 7 rows, you can do so, but I'm gonna stop at 6 row. So let me see how many stitches I have here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so I need to pull these back out. So in the 10th stitch you're going to place 2 half double crochet. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then into the 10th I put 2. So I'm going to repeat that all the way around. Once I get to the end, I'll slip stitch, chain 1, and go back into that same stitch, make my half double crochet, and then half double crochet in each stitches around. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to my last stitch, and I'm just making my last half double crochet here. I'm gonna get my scissors and my needle, just pull up, and now I'm just gonna go through both loops on this side on your first half double crochet to give it a nice clean finish, and then in the back loop on the other side of that stitch. Take your time and pull through, and then you can go ahead and weave in your tail end. Go underneath the stitches, make sure that it is not coming out on the right side. Okay, so now I'm just gonna fasten off the remainder tail end here, and this is the end look of our hat. So I'm just gonna open the hat so you can see. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna press it down so you can see, and there it is. So it's looking super cute. I love the way how it turned out. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope the person who asked me to make a Jamaican color bucket hat, love the way how this hat looks. So guys, information will be in the description about this hat, so make sure you check that out there. And I'm just gonna do the measurements. So for the brim here, from here to here, it is measuring 2 inches, and the width from here to here, it is technically it's measuring 11 inches. And if I should measure in the center body of the hat, it is measuring, let me pull that down, it is measuring almost, call it 10 inches in width there. So that should be good for a head circumference of 20, 21, 22, thereabout. If you want this to be bigger, again, all you have to do is change your hook size. Or if you want it to be smaller, you can change your hook size from a size 4.5 to a size 4, or if you can change it to a bigger hook, which is a 5 or a 5.5, and you'll get a bigger hat. So guys, thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next tutorial. Until next time, bye.